Hello everybody. This time I'm drawing a Harengon, a commission for one of my clients of her character. And the Harengon is one of the newer classes from Dungeons and Dragons, I believe. A Harengon is basically a combination of a human and a rabbit, or a hare, as you will see. My client wanted her character leaning up against something, so I decided to give it an outdoor scene. So she's leaning up against a tree, smoking her long pipe. These are the early stages where I'm still establishing positions and the pose and the movement of the hands. And she wanted a staff, so I added the staff there. The theme of the character was to have moons, like crescent moons, in the cape and somewhere in the character, so I put it in the staff too. I made a few changes, having a back and forth with my client about the size of the tree, because a Harengon is shorter than a human, so I have to make sure I get the scale right. I decided to make her cape moving to give it an atmospheric effect, like if there was a wind. So the smoke will be flowing in that direction as well as her cape. I tried a few designs for her boots, and I didn't like that one, so I decided to just change it. They're still high-cut boots. She really liked those. And that sort of onesie that she's wearing, sort of like a dress, a short crop dress. She also liked that design. And again, I added the crescent moon to her belt buckle, which was I thought was pretty cool. I had some trouble with her right hand holding the staff, and usually it happens every once in a while I have a hard time doing a certain part of a character, so I have to redo it and redo it and redo it until I get it just right, because I'm not really using a photographic reference. I'm trying to use my imagination as to see how it would work. I begin to add the crescent moon designs on the inner side of the cape. Now, some Harengons have rabbit feet, while others have more human feet. Probably their toes would be more like a hare if she were to take her boot off, but since she's wearing boots, you really can't see her toes. Time to work on the face, and this is where you get the look of a hare, because she has to sort of look like a rabbit with the nose and her mouth. And she wanted the expression more of like a serious expression, like don't mess with me, so I try to capture that. Now this part was a little difficult because she wanted her ears folded underneath her chin, but she also wanted to add hair on her head. So I decided to move the ears out because you can't tell that those are ears when they're folded in. So I put the ears out so everyone can see that she is a Harengon. And did you notice I put a crescent moon hair on her forehead? So still going with the theme of moons. Here I got some feedback to shorten the hair, and that's exactly what I did. Played around with the idea of putting a shadow on the bottom part of her body. I did not like it, so I didn't go there because I want to show the whole character. And if I put it in shadow, you don't get to see that. I added some environmental mushrooms to this tree just to give it a little more interest. I added the grasses to show scale. That's the only reason I put it there, because she's not a very tall character. Now I'm getting to the point where I start to render the character, adding shadows and showing highlights. In this case, I'm showing off the moon shapes in the cape. I was going to lightly shade this drawing, but I got carried away and actually ended up doing more work than I wanted to do without really thinking about it. So she got a good deal. Now I'm working on the shadows that the character is casting on the tree and working up the contrast on the clothing, so to bring it some interest. As I render the character, I always stop and look at it from not far away, but just overall, make sure I get the values where I want them. It's important to step back and look at the overall composition and your values to make sure nothing looks weird, or to balance off some parts of the drawing that needs to be balanced. I decided to give it a little touch with the leaves flowing in the air, like they're being carried away by the wind. And I'm finally signing this thing because it's done. And by the way, she loved the drawing. I shipped it to her, so now she has it over there. And the original drawing, rendered like this, would cost you $120, just in case you're curious. If you're interested, please send me an email and we can talk.